Have all 10 of your secret rares for Doom of Dimensions. Later this afternoon, Kong's Cards is going to have everything that you are going to want from Doom of Dimensions, and discount code MCL40 is going to save you on your purchase. So get prepared, decide what cards you guys are looking for, and be ready. Make sure you guys smash the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Well, Masterpiece, the true Jack Lord, is a secret rare. Now, are any of us really surprised that Konami's trying to follow the legacy of Masterpiece in this game? But the new one requires 3 tributes to normal summon, and you can't set it. To tribute summon this card face up, you can tribute continuous spell and trap cards you control as well as monsters. And your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, and you control this tribute summon card. You can quick effect negate that activation and then destroy that card. If this tribute summon card is destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can skip your opponent's next main phase 1. It's such a hard condition to get, because like your opponent has to be able to get over this, which is just, it's so bad. I do not imagine that this card is going to be all that expensive, and it is super subpar to see how this monster works. And then we have the Radiant Typhoon. So this one is interesting because the Radiant Typhoon stuff had a lot of mismatched interesting rarities, but Radiant Typhoon Crocea cannot be destroyed by battle card effects, and while your opponent controls no spell or traps, you can use each of the following of this card's name once per turn. So if a quick play spell is activated, except during damage step, we can special summon this from the hand. This also works if your opponent activates one. If this card is no more special, we can add 1 Radiant Typhoon card except for a copy of itself and or a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck to your hand. Also, you can have special summon for the rest of this turn except for Wind Beast monsters. It's really cool that this card multi-surges. The rest of the support for the deck ended up in ultra slots and commons, which is interesting, but I don't really think I'm going to go too crazy on picking this up until I see what Wave 2 functionally is going to do. Then the big one, or supposedly one of the bigger ones in the set, was Dominus Spiral. Now, during the turn in which your opponent has activated a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, we can activate this card from the hand. So we can target one monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand or extra deck. And then if you have no traps in your graveyard, your opponent can special summon a monster from their graveyard if you activated this card from the hand, and you cannot activate the effects of light or dark monsters for the rest of this duel. Now, getting shut out of light and dark isn't necessarily the most game-ending scenario, but it is interesting just to see that, they tried to follow it up out here with the legacy of the Dominus as to create a compulse-like effect to be able to, try to bring something up. But once again, this card's very hit or miss. It's very miss in a lot of instances. I believe maybe in the future, this card will gain some sort of momentum, but yikes. Then we have DoomZ 0 Drastia. Now this guy lets you target a DoomZ card you control, destroy it, and then we can special summon this card from the hand. Then you can equip an equip spell from your deck to this card. The fact that this guy can beam out any equip kind of gives him a cool legacy. And while this card is equipped with an equip card, we can quick effect, we can special summon a Wind Machine monster from your extra deck with the same rank as this card's level, and if you do, attach this card and its equips to that monster as material, and this is treated as an Exceed summon. So interestingly enough, this automatically gets a equip onto, actually gets 2 equips onto the Exceed monster, which for the DoomZ archetype, I think that's pretty okay. We need to know what the next wave of support's going to do for DoomZ before we can even really make a call on this. For now, it's brutally bad. And then the one that you want to go into, the fact that they made both of the components secret rare is crazy. DoomZ End-Drastrius. So this is going to be the 3 level 8 monsters to make it. And then the first time this card would be destroyed by battle of card effects each turn, it is not destroyed, which is just kind of free real estate. And you can use each of the following effects this card's name once per turn. So on Exceed Summon, we can equip one other face-up monster on the field to this card as an equip spell, which is pretty free. And when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field or graveyard, we detach a material from this card to negate that effect. Then you can equip one face of monster opponent controls to this card as an equip spell. First of all, the fact that this thing can vacuum up multiple cards is good, but also, if you're hard making this, you are dealing with the 3 level 8s to make it. I mean, this is a good generic card. I don't want to take that away from it, but yikeroos, man. So hard to deal with. And then DDD, Sky King Zeus Ragnarok. This was an interesting choice to see be made into a secret rare, but it is one of the most important pieces to the deck. So it's 2+ DD monsters to make. And then we can target one DD or Dark Contract you control, destroy it. Also, during the main phase this turn, you can conduct a Pendulum Summon of a DD monsters in addition to your Pendulum Summon. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Could you imagine if I could multi-Pendulum Summon? When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, quick effect, we can banish a DD or a Dark Contract from your graveyard to negate that activation. So this basically, the main thing that you want here is you're using that Pendulum Summon to ensure that you can produce more resources to keep playing the game. DD players, do not be intimidated with seeing this as a secret rare. I do not think that you are going to cry too hard at this thing's price point. And then Bramble Rose Dragon. This is 100% a card that is marketed to the casual player base, because this is your Black Rose retrain. So it's a plant tuner plus a non-tuner monster to make it. And then, of course, we're maintaining that 2400, 1800. But each time your opponent activates a monster effect, we can inflict 600 damage to your opponent. And if you do, all monsters your opponent controls will currently lose 600 attack. And you can only use each of the following effects of Bramble Rose once per turn. So during the main phase, we can quick effect tribute this card. So summon a Black Rose Dragon from the extra deck. Now, this is treated as a synchro summon. And we can banish this from the graveyard, special summon a level 4 or lower plant tuner monster from the graveyard. So it does get the ability to revive a tuner. It also allows you to actually bring out Black Rose Dragon. Just remember, Black Rose can miss timing. So you got to make sure that, you know, when you're bringing it out for the appropriate timing, you know, you're going to be set up to execute the game plan to do your thing. And then we have Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, the Thunderbolt. You know, honestly, I thought this card was one of the cooler cards in the set, but during the main phase, if a monster special summon from the extra deck is on the field, alright, doesn't matter where, as long as it's on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand. And on special summon from the hand, we can set a Dogmatika trap card from the deck. Now, you can activate it this turn while your opponent controls a Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, or a Link monster with 2500 or more attack, and you can only use each effect of Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, the Thunderbolt, once per turn. It is interesting to see that you are getting that, you know, special summon capabilities here. And, you know, you're pulling out that Dogmatika punishment to actually, you know, get that big pressure on your opponent. I think it's always going to be one of the cooler aspects of what you could do. Also, it's a 25-25, so, I mean, you've got the stat lines to make Dragon's Mine a very playable card for what you're wanting to see. So that's really, really cool. And then we have Marshmallow. Oh my god, talk about a card that is going to be the most expensive card in this set. Marshmallow Yummy. If you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are light beast, you can special summon this card from hand. Now remember, if you have a Kagari on the field, you cannot special summon this, alright? Few people kind of had that, well, this card conflicts with the deck. No, it doesn't. On normal or special summon, we can add a Yummy spell and trap card from your graveyard to your hand, or if it was special summoned by the effect of Synchro Monster, place a Yummy field spell or a Yummy continuous spell or trap card from your deck or banishment face up on your field instead. This literally pulls back a field spell that's banished. Alright, they came full circle with this archetype at patching up the problem cards that we were kind of seeing with this, which is astronomical to see. Like, I cannot believe they actually fixed the problems that this deck was experiencing. Very, very, very expensive. And then we have Dracotail Phrixle. On normal or special, we can target a Dracotail monster in the graveyard except for Phrixle and special summon it. Then you can return one monster you control to the hand. I mean, that's not bad, because you can revive a Lucaeus, bounce back, Phrixle back to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as the material for a fusion summon, you set a Dracotail spell or trap card from your deck. That's right, everybody. This was the long-awaited support, but it's not the craziest thing in the world. I like what we're seeing here. I think there's a lot of cool potential to be had between all of these cards, but Marshmallow gonna be expensive. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.